Here we go, here's one that we just bought. The front is commercial use. They've been here a long time. Dodge and service, so we just posted this notice here to evict them. In the back, we got, it should be one unit legally, but they've turned it into two with an illegal split. You can see the electrical meters back here on the side, so I'm confident that's not a legal structure. And it's about 6 inches from the property line. It should be 5 feet, so.
Some of the techniques that tenants will do is to find problems with their property or even create problems in an attempt to not pay the rent. Sometimes they'll even build illegal structures within inside that unit, again, to avoid paying rent.
We just acquired this through foreclosure. It's a 4-unit multifamily property. There's 6 tenants, only 4 are in legal units.
Majority of tenants are good people, but that 1% of tenants know how to scam the system, and they don't make rent, they don't pay the rent, and they go and with their own permission rent the room to somebody else, and now we have few issues. We have our tenant issue, we have the problem with the other tenant that they brought, and the city of Los Angeles. And if it's under rent control, you have to pay relocation fee. You can't just tell them, oh, now it's illegal, you have to leave. You can't do that.
In many of these eviction cases, the owners don't realize the complications that exist in terms of dealing with rent control issues, federal issues, and state issues. Each of these have to be determined and considered when proceeding forward with an eviction case.
Looks like we got everything worked out. We're going to keep the 4 tenants that are in the legal units, and the 2 illegal units are going to move out.
In most situations, tenants that are occupying the property generally are fine, and a wonderful relationship is maintained between the tenant and the landlord. But there certainly is a percentage of tenants who are out there basically to steal from landlords, try to get as much rent as possible, and try to create as much diversion as they can in an attempt to get free rent.
These are some judgments from victories, cases that we've already won.
A lot of these cases gets very complicated, but you know, the beautiful thing working with Brandolino Group is everything handled under one roof.
We have several investor groups that are always ready to cash people out and buy these type of properties.
That's what our expertise are.
I've been in the business 31 years. Every once in a while we come across some very complicated properties, rentals that the tenants will not get out of. Any properties that I have in situations like that, I would turn over to the Brandolino Group in a minute. They closed quick escrow, dealt with the tenant themselves, and like I said, anything I would have in that situation that I don't really handle is going straight over to them.
We've had property owners come to us that have been bullied by the tenants, and they just want to unload the property and let somebody else deal with all the headaches. That's where our group comes in. We can cash them out and take on everything from start to finish. Most people don't realize that landlords have rights just as the tenants do. And in order to facilitate a creative, good eviction, you need to have the best attorneys. That's why we work with Dennis Block. He has a great team of attorneys, and you got to have a good attorney if you're going to take on a complicated property.
A lot of these people that they don't want to deal with this issue with the city and the tenant. That's what we do. That's what we do in Brandolino Group. We make sure that we buy all the headaches and we deal with all the problems.
Our group specializes in the complicated properties. We've really found a niche in dealing with rent control.
We saved this house, and as you see, already people are interested to purchase this property from us.
This would be $1 million view in the right neighborhood. Amazing.